Hi, this is Vi from Scrappy Mania, and today I have a storage idea for you. Now, if you're like me that you love Judy Nutting, you tend to get a lot of her stamps. So I got all these stamps. I just went and got all the new baby stamps, the collection. And I have a bunch of other ones here. In addition to a bunch of other ones, you know, I have all her collection. One of the problems is I used to store it in a box. So I have a little box in a drawer right here. Let me show you. So this is where I used to store my stamps, all here. And it's on a cabinet right here. So it's in my cabinet right next to this table. The problem that I was finding is sometimes, like this stamp, it was you know, the cellophane came off and it was just in there in a stack, and other ones on top, and you know, it's getting a little destroyed there. So I decided that I wanted to do something else for my storage for all these stamps because I got too many. Let me put that aside. And so I decided to go ahead and put my stamps in a binder, and I made pockets. So as you can see, I have a fuse, so I went ahead and created little pockets to store my stamps. I can easily see them, and you want to get a binder that has a zipper so that way they don't fly out, because you really don't want to seal the top, you just want to seal the edges, and then make a little slit in your pocket protector so that way you can slide these in and out. So let me show you how I create this. Okay, so you're gonna need, for this project, you're gonna need a hole punch, and I got the Martha Stewart hole punch. You're gonna need the fuse ruler and the fuse. You're gonna need a grease marker. You're also gonna need a craft knife, and of course your fuse. So I went ahead and got 3. And also you're going to need something for to pound on. So I usually use this for my hole maker. So you get your stamps and you measure it out where you want them on your pocket. Okay. Then I'll go ahead and measure a couple of dots. And the grit is nice. This little grit mat is it's perfect because it helps you keep it in alignment. Okay. And then I want to make my holes here and here. So I go ahead and make my line here, from here down. This is my next line. These are going to be my fuse line. And then right from here to here, this is where I'm going to take my cutting mat, or self-healing cutting mat. Take my hole punch, make a hole there. And that's just to help so that way it doesn't tear apart your sleeve when you make the slit. It provides a little more stability. Then you're going to take your ruler and you're going to cut the sleeve. I'm going to need a new knife. This knife is not the greatest. So make sure you have a nice knife that cuts. Okay, so here, that's open. I'm going to take this out. Now I'm going to use the ruler to make my score lines, or my fuse lines. And I noticed if you go too fast, it doesn't fuse good enough. You really have to make sure the tool is nicely warm. So wait at least 5 minutes to make it nice and warm. And then I usually like to do 2, because these pockets are going to get used. So you want to make sure they're nice and secure there. Okay. Yep, they're nice and fused. And then you're going to do the same thing here. And I hope you can see what I'm doing, because I don't have a plastic underneath, and this thing is gray. So just basically just fuse your lines. And like I said, I just move the ruler over a little bit and make 2 lines. Okay. So now this fits in here. And I leave the acetate on both sides. This fits in here because it slips a lot better when you leave the 2 acetates on there. And this one slips right there. So I hope you saw that. Then it just goes right here. So for the other ones, for the bigger ones, okay, you just need to measure out. So for these, more than likely you're only going to be able to put 2 side by side. So they're a lot easier to do because you just make a slit in the middle. So just make sure you can probably divide this up in half right there. Don't need to cut or do anything, just divide it in half. Let me see something. If I put 2, 2, no, I think it's just better to leave it. Just give it room. Don't try to put too many. These page protectors are pretty cheap. I buy them at Sam. You get a whole big box, and I think it's like 500 or 200. Let me go and check. I'll get it. See what it is. It's actually these, and there's 250 page protectors in here, and they were pretty reasonable. I think they were less than 15 bucks for all of that. So they're great, especially if you have the fuse. Those are great to have because you can create pocket scrapbooking album or pocket albums, and you can make a smaller one, that 8 by 11, that could fit in a regular binder. And then there you have it. So I hope you liked this video, and I gave you an idea of another way you can use your fuse for organizing your craft room. Thank you for watching. Bye now.